Oh, my name's Fox, and today I'm at Fox. Mystery Shack, not sponsored, but hey, they have some really awesome merch. They have this as well as, I'm not sure if they have it in stock right now, but when they do in stock, also, they have this new Bad Girls Covenant as well as Otter of the Dark Side. Well, it looks better when you're wearing it. Actually, I was actually wearing it for a minute out before this, and I was like, it's actually really soft. But in any case, yesterday's live predictions on what season, or sorry, I did it late, but what season 2, the second half of season 2 will be. One, if you've seen my video before, hell, if you saw my last video before, you know I do have some problems with Camila. Do I hate her? No. The same way I didn't hate Lilith when, what was that one where she, like, it's very, like, don't get me wrong, it's very emotional what happens in the episode where she takes Ida and everything, and, you know, Ida sacrifices herself basically to save Luz. I didn't hate Lilith because I kind of knew, what was gonna. I kind of knew, like, okay, she's gonna get a redemption arc like next episode, or she's gonna save Ida next episode. She's not gonna let her sister get turned to stone and all that stuff. We're gonna save her somehow. Camila, I don't necessarily dislike. I don't really dislike her. It's my only issue with this woman was that she sent her child, which then later on find out, neurodivergent child, to a camp that basically is to make you normal, to think inside the box. Then people also then said, the normal thing inside the box, which then it's paralleled with Ida getting taken to the conformatorium, where Luz Straight says, yeah, us weirdos shouldn't be, locked up or sent somewhere, and just because we're different, like. Yeah, and again, I know, yeah, she terrorized her school, but I am going to say that what she needed more was less going to a school or a place that's kind of supposed to make her normal, and more along lines of needing, someone to listen to her, people like her, as well as a school that could work with her needs, which she got all that on the Boiling Isles. So, as well as a way to learn to be constructive with her energy, which again she gets on the Boiling Isles. So again, I don't necessarily hate Camila. What I do hate, however, is people when they say, yes, Camila is the best mother. I'm like, really? You're gonna say that in the face of a show where Ida has done, like, again, most we've seen with Camila is just one thing, is sending her kid away. Until right now. Until yesterday's live, where we do see a little bit more of Camila and her personality and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, you know what? She is obviously a good person. And she obviously is a mother who just made a bad turn, or made a bad move parenting with Luz at that juncture of life. Alright, cool. That's why, but when they say, yes, Camila is the best mother, I'm like, you're really going to say that after Ida? Especially after my favorite scene of Ida, where she straight up admits, yes, I'm going off on a rant, I'm sorry. But where she goes, yes, like, yeah, like, sorry, we didn't get apple blood today, Lulu, because, I have to make sure my daughter can eat. Especially because she can only eat certain special foods because, her stomach can't handle everything. I love that. That is probably still my favorite scene in the Owl House. As well as that the entire series, or at least this season, this half of the season, there's been a running theme of parenting. Whether it be Ida showing kind of how a good parent would be, sacrifices to keep their child well fed, clothed, keep her children, because she is taking care of Luz, King, and in some case Hootie, and in a sense her sister too at one point. Keep like sacrificing for her kids, sacrificing to make sure they're eating, make sure all this stuff, make sure they have new coats, jackets, all this stuff. Ida is a really good mother. Then you have a character like Odalia, where she's the opposite. You could say, well, not opposite. You could say that what she's doing is definitely for her family, whether it be to, so their family name is, still, known, especially because that's very important when you're running a business. To make sure the company that's, giving them money, make sure they're not financially hurting and stuff like that. It's still going to make sure, trying to get her daughter into the best like job that's on the Boiling Isles. But where it goes wrong is that she makes Amity sacrifice for all this. Instead of Odalia sacrificing to get to help Amity, she is making Amity make all of the sacrifices, and that is bad. That is very bad. Gwendolyn somewhere is in between that, where she is trying to help Ida she's trying to help Ida with like her curse, saying, oh, you know, like, I want to get this thing out of my daughter, even if we have to cut it out. It's like, that's where it's like, ugh! It's like, I get it, you want to help your daughter and she's hurting, but also you gotta know, like, that, like, mutilating your daughter is not gonna help, especially, like, doing all this stuff that's probably gonna harm her more, and eventually going off of pseudo magic science later on. So, sorry, but like Gwendolyn, basically the major kind of sacrifice, at least at that point, was for like something like, you know, cutting something out of Ida, which obviously made Ida run away. But even then, Gwendolyn, you say, sacrificed a lot trying to get a cure for her daughter towards the end. Though what she needed to do was less whatever she was doing, like chasing those pseudoscience when they keep going with, and it was more just be by her both daughters' sides, because at one point she pushes one away and the other side. So, how does that tie into what I think next season is going to be like? Well, because of this scene. Because again, the whole, at least for me, how it shows the good parenting a lot is the parent sacrificing to make sure the kid is good and happy. And mind you, that's not saying letting the kid step all over them. That's not the case. But it is a sense of trying to understand your child, and as well as knowing what their needs are and trying to meet those needs. Whether you have to sacrifice some your own stuff, your own pleasures and stuff like that to help them. Camila sending Luz to the camp, not the best move, and in a sense, it kind of makes Luz sacrifice certain things. And even then, like, she even kind of sees Luz sacrifice those things, with Luz throwing away the Azura book, or saying, like, you know, she'll give this place that's supposed to, quote-unquote, make her normal a chance. And again, the tagline literally is, think inside the box, aka think like everyone else, aka be normal. Which, some people said, oh, this is just a throwaway gag. Doesn't matter. I don't think it is a throwaway gag. It's literally saying what it is. But, and also then, new one is like, well, those weird kids in the park with the Hexam Hold'em cards. Those once someone brought up that on Twitter, and I'm like, huh, because someone brought it up and said this, which they said, the Hexam Hold'em cards are popular. At least to me, they're pretty much the Owl House equivalent of when fidget spinners were the thing for everywhere you go. That's pretty much what the Hexam Hold'em cards were. So, but so whether they're actually weird or not, who knows? Cause yeah. But in any case, ties up to how long have I been talking? Because I've probably been talking way too long on this. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. How does that go to my tie-in of what's going to happen, or what I think is going to happen? Well, first off, again, the reason why I have this scene up is because this is the major turning point of everything. Like, this entire episode, it is trying to very much balance out, like, that kind of Luz was wrong, as well as kind of Camila was wrong. But I say kind of, because I still don't blame Luz at all. And again, I just see that Camila made a wrong parenting move. But, and again, like Camila unintentionally harmed her daughter in the first episode, sending her to the camp. And by doing that, you know, it set off a bunch of things. It set off a bunch of things where, obviously, she at least sets off that, yes, she needs to accept that she's weird, as well as have fun with it and going on through it. But even then, another side thing was happening in this season too, which is, you know what, let me just show it. I think this should be the entire scene.
It's not you, it never was.
There, that part right there. Because a lot of people, especially now, because, again, some people who say, like, oh yes, Camila can do no wrong. hold on there. But second, it's this scene where like Camila says,
"It'll be different, Mom. It's not you."
Camilla's basically kind of Camila is very much obviously trying to keep her daughter there and wants her daughter to be with her, but in doing so, there are certain things that kind of are going to harm Luz even more.
No. When you come home, promise you'll stay here.
That is one of them. That promise is extremely bad because obviously Luz has another family right now. It's Ida, King, Hootie, her friends, and her girlfriend. She has an entirely other family on the Boiling Isles. Best case scenario obviously is a cross between, but Camila saying if you're just going to stay here and making Luz promise this is going to harm Luz a ton. But also,
I didn't mean to push you away. I swear things will...
And again, she's admitting basically that she regrets what she did. She regrets sending Luz to the camp, and we've seen that in the earlier this same episode. We see that, she's sad when Luz is throwing away all her old stuff. And Camila kind of brings that back in and reminisces about it, which that is cool that she brought all the stuff back in. Like, she doesn't like that Luz was normal, and she wants her daughter back. But let's keep going with it.
It'll be different.
Mom, it's not you. It never was.
And again, Camila saying, things will be different. Luz saying it was never her, it never was. Which, again, a lot of people take that as meaning, yes, see, this is proof that Camila isn't a bad mom and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, she's not a bad mom. But this does show Luz's mindset about herself. And what do I mean by that is, I'm pretty sure what she means by this is, Camila isn't the problem. Luz thinks herself is the problem. Her being weird is the problem. If she wasn't weird, she would have more friends. If she wasn't weird, she wouldn't have gone to the Boiling Isles. She wouldn't have been sent to the camp. She wouldn't be causing all this pain to Camila. And this isn't really me just talking on my butt. I'm not sure how the censors work right now, but this is another thing that's been kind of tugged at throughout this first half of this season. Whether it be the first episode where Luz, again, the thing about my favorite scene of this show where, again, Ida says that, she's sacrificing all this to help Luz. And not in a way of, I'm sacrificing all this to help my daughter. It's more along the lines of, I gotta help my daughter. It's not a sense of, I have to do this. It's a sense of, I love my daughter and I want to make sure she's happy. Luz, and then that sets off Luz thinking I have to do this my own. I have to help Ida. I have to do this. This is all my fault. And continue onward. Continue to the one episode where Lumity kind of becomes almost solidified. Not knocking on Hootie's door, but before that, where they're in the library. Also, where's the Gus side plot? Actually, it's a flip. Technically, the Lumity one was a subplot, but I remember that one way more. Zoe, no one's there. Zoe, no one's there. Look at my Zoe. But right here. But I don't know if you can see it's the Amity's library staff card. But Luz, another running theme that's in this thing is Luz blaming herself, blaming her basically being weird. Again, when she does eventually mess up and get Amity fired, she takes it upon herself to try to fix it, to try to make it right, all by herself. Which, that's very heroic and good, but also is showing a little bit of, because that whole bit where, she basically starts crying when she thinks Amity's going to leave her and, they're not going to see each other again, or, that she thinks she messed up stuff with Amity. Luz very much knows, or at least thinks, that she thinks, because I want to say no, because she's not. She thinks she is a burden. She thinks that because of what makes herself her being weird, is the reason why all this is happening. Which, in a sense, it is the reason why all this is happening. Both bad and good. Yes, the reason why Amity isn't the straight A student is getting in trouble with her mom is because of Luz. The reason why Camila is hurting right now is because of Luz. The reason why Ida has to bail her out every so often or stuff like that is because of Luz. But also, so is all the good things. The reason why Willow isn't in the Abomination track and she's now in the Plant track. The reason why Gus now has a human friend and, is learning a little bit more and is kind of grown, I think, because of Luz. As well as helped get the Galder Stones and probably going to learn more illusion magic from this one master. The reason why Ida is talking with her sister again and Ida's curse isn't, just taking her over completely, because eventually, without Luz, without all the stuff that happened that led up to the petrification, to the stone, to all this stuff, without that, and then without Lilith, having a turn of heart and be like, I need to help my sister and all this stuff, without all of that, Ida would just live her life how she did in the beginning of the series until she eventually became the Owl Beast and possibly did some terrible things. Because again, King would be there by himself. Yeah, he'd be with Hootie, but we see Hootie was no match for the Owl Beast either. So, the bad and the good. But obviously, Luz is currently only focusing on the bad things. And again, we've seen that episode 1 of this season, the library episode. Even when knocking on Hootie's door, where she says, she thinks people are gonna make fun of her again, and she's gonna ruin, what she has with Amity being herself. There is so much that she's blaming herself for, and this right now, seeing her mother cry, seeing her mother say you have to come home and stay here. This is gonna harm Luz so much. Unintentionally, yes, but it will harm her. And again, what season 2, the second half of season 2 will bring, my guess, more heartache. Because I'm pretty sure at the very end, because again, this right here is so sad. And people have said that yesterday's lie is in this is probably her lying, which, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and guess, yes. Not that Luz is lying, I'm pretty sure she has full intentions of keeping this promise. But it will be a lie when she, I can't keep this promise. I can't leave my family and friends, my other mother, my brothers, and, everyone else. I can't just leave them behind.
Be different.
Mom, it's not you. It never was.
Promise me, Luz. Please.
Oh, it's so sad.
Okay, Mom. I promise.
See, that's her heart breaking right there. Just her heart breaking, and then obviously, Luz's other mother, her little brother, as well as there's Hootie, kind of brother, maybe weird uncle, but we know she is going to be in ridiculous amount of pain. Which I guess now I get to my predictions. 20 minutes in. How long has it been? I'm talking way too much. I don't mean to. Yeah, 20 minutes. Jesus Christ. My full predictions, I guess, obviously is Luz is going to be in pain, but also that Luz is going to have to, my guess is Luz is going to try pushing everyone away. She's going to try to push her friends away. She's going to try to probably push Ida away. She's going to probably push Amity away. She's going to try to do all this. And I'm saying try because I don't think her friends would do that. Or her friends would be like, what is wrong? How can we help you? And here's the thing. Because, a few reasons why. One, obviously they love Luz and they want to have her happy as well. But two, she's forgetting her other mother is Ida the Owl Lady. The woman who pushed away possibly the love of her life, Rain, because of believing, her inner demon or what makes her extremely different and possibly harms other people, and hid that away for years. And only till recently opening up did she able to become way more happy and, you know, even create a balance with the owl beast and all this stuff. That's why I say, and again, I say try, especially because Amity knows Luz. Willow and Gus know Luz. Like, if anything, they might be discouraged for a minute, but they'll immediately come back to Luz and try to help her. Or just Ida alone would do it, which would be, I think, a really good parallel. Which, I don't want Ida to smack down Camila, because I don't hate Camila. I'm not trying to say it. But I do want a scene where Ida goes, "What the hell is wrong with you telling your daughter to do that?" Like, I want that scene. It's not necessary, like, I needed Camila to regret sending Luz. I needed that, if only because because I didn't want the show to be like, oh yeah, Camila was 100% right. No, that's not the case. And they pretty much solidify that's not the case. But I want Ida to be like, what the hell is wrong with you making your daughter promise something like that? Like, and again, like, Ida is someone who has that similar idea of, you know, what makes her weird, the owl beast or whatnot inside her was something of a harm to other people, something that hurt other people and all this stuff. And that's why, like, Luz will try to push her friends away. That's the thing. Luz will try to. Her friends, her family, all that. She will try to push them away, and she will hurt some of them. But in the end, Ida most likely will be the one, which it'll be really good if Ida is the one, because it'll be that perfect balance of, like, again, Camila saying, stay home, and Ida be like, look, we're going to find a way for you to get to both places, Isles and Earth, because I'm not losing my kid. Like, I think, like, that's what's going to happen. Also, like, I'm pretty sure that, like, during this time, if Luz does push people away, and, like, certain friends might feel that and, like, may actually get pushed away. I think some characters like Willow, who, again, has shown to have certain anger issues, and when she does that, plants start attacking shit. We might see Willow go ballistic, and Luz might have to be the one to try to help her. And, like, if anything, that might be the episode where, like, Luz will have to be, like, where Ida will have to tell Luz, like, look, like, again, try to give her that pep talk again. The same thing she did in the first episode of this. Like, look, my life is better because I have you in my life, and not only, and obviously should have to point out, not only my life, everyone's life. Like, everyone's life has been better because of Luz. And I hope that's the case. Again, I'm hoping that is where they're going with this. I'm hoping that is my prediction for what will come next. Luz will have to get pulled out of this funk, pulled out of thinking that she is the problem. And I'm not saying, like, you know, she's not 100%, I guess, not at fault, I guess, because she could have, here's the thing, she could have literally went back to her mom and said, like, I've been on an island with witches, and this is my stepmom. She's been taking care of me. And, like, you know, there's a lot of things she could have done differently. But, again, like, it's going to be a lot of pain and heartbreak. There's going to be a lot of pain and heartbreak and a lot of soul searching for Luz. And I feel like, yeah, she might push Amity away, which it will hurt Amity, I think. Well, obviously it will hurt Amity, but I don't think Amity will also believe it. I hope she won't. And I think Willow, because Willow does need her own episode at some point, as at least kind of the main focus or something. So I think her going ballistic would be a perfect little episode for that. But yeah, in the end, I think it'll obviously be everyone, but Ida is definitely someone to point out, like, look, you don't have to be different. You have, like, being weird isn't wrong, because sometimes you do need repeating of that. Like, I'm not going to lie, you do need repeating of a lesson you've probably already learned multiple times. Because Luz, I'm sure, will need that. Will need that help from her family, from everyone. But yeah, that is at least my prediction. I know this is a very long video to get to that, but that is my prediction. Like, Luz will try to push her family, friends and family away on the Boiling Isles. Ida will be the one to be like, look, again, you and I, like, we're a goddamn family at this point. Stop it. I love you. Everyone loves you. Stop it. Like, we'll find a way to make sure you can have both. We're not gonna lose you. We're not. Like, that is not gonna happen. No matter what. And again, I would love a pissed off Ida to go to a pissed off Camila and for those two to argue at each other. I would love that because it would just show how much of a mother both of them are, as well as showing a bit balance. And again, showing a little bit again where yes, Camila is saying, I understand why Camila makes Luz promises. I understand why this is happening. I understand this entire thing of why she's scared, why she wants her daughter there, all this stuff. I understand it. But it is accidentally hurting Luz, and where her mother, or like the same way that again Camila unintentionally hurt Luz in the first episode, sending Luz to the camp to be made normal. Again, unintentional as all is, and had good intentions. It is still not good. Like, that's still a bad move. Where that was unintentional and intentionally hurting her, Ida was the opposite in that same episode, saying like, you can be weird, you can do all this, you know, that's what's gonna help us, that's what, you know, us weirdos have to stick together. That same split on those two different sides from both mothers, even though Ida really wasn't kind of Luz's mother at the point, but you know, you get my idea. This episode, like this episode, also, if anything, is kind of a mirror image of those things. This is kind of like a mirror image of the very first episode, being that, you know, first episode, a little bit on Earth, a lot on the Boiling Isles. This is the opposite, where a little bit was on the Boiling Isles, and then a lot was on Earth. And then obviously, you know, the mother, you know, Ida helping Luz on that bit, and Camila kind of messing it up a little. This is going to be something similar to that. Luz, again, I would love if Ida is, again, that deciding factor. Ida is that one to be like, look, again, we all love you. Stop it. You can be weird. You can do all this. We'll help you through this. We'll make sure you can get to both sides. And I'll talk to your mother, which may involve yelling at each other. Who knows? That would be because that's the one thing. I'm going to go off on a little tangent. I know this video is already long enough, but one thing I love about the Superman and Lois TV show is I really do believe that those two are parents to these two kids. Because the point where Superman goes, "Get over here!" to his son when he did something bad, stupid, or when the mom and dad were yelling, which I don't know, maybe that's just the point of where my family is at. I'm just like, yeah, I believe they're a family. I completely believe they are a family. I would love to see that between Camila and Ida, like that kind of thing. I think that'd be really funny. I'm like, yeah, that's her family. That's her family. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me what you think of my predictions. I know the first big half of this episode video will probably turn people off immediately, or maybe they'll stick together hating it, and maybe they'll see my point, or maybe they'll just hate comments in my comment section. Who knows? But I hope, again, that Ida is slightly the deciding factor of this, because, again, the counterbalance with Camila, not so much like good and evil, but, you know, their own ideals and idea of this stuff. As well as, obviously, both mothers not wanting to lose their kid, and especially if Luz is trying to push everyone away, which is going to harm, it's going to harm King. It's going to harm possibly Willow, because Luz is basically Willow's first friend after Amity. Maybe Gus too, but, you know. But yeah, also helping Amity reconnect with Willow is another thing that Luz did. But yeah, so I'm hoping there's going to be that. I hope there is going to be that thing where I hope Amity doesn't give up on Luz. I hope at some point, like, Amity probably is a little bummed, but then he's like, no, I'm not letting this happen. I hope Ida is like, yeah, like, Luz, I already know something's wrong. Tell me what's wrong, and helps her. Like, I hope there is that scene. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Which videos I've done. Links are on my face because I'm there somewhere. Please share my videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. Check out my unboxing video that I did for the Mystery Shack shirt, as well as Otter with the Dark Side. And they're also going to start coming out with the other ones from the montage. I'm going to plan to get the cat one. But thanks for watching for your videos. Hopefully you enjoy this, and we will see you later. Also, I'm really hoping by the next half of the season, I'll have the Luz shirts. I'm really hoping.